You crawl into bed at around 9. Funny, that's a little early for you, but you don't seem to care. You toss and turn for a few minutes before you feel it. Somebody's watching you. You're sure of it. You scan the room, finding nothing, but you still feel uneasy. You lay back down, facing the room. You shut your eyes and try to sleep, but you can't. You still feel the eyes on you, watching you. You pull the covers over your head, and the feeling fades. You relax and close your eyes, but as soon as they shut, the feeling returns. You're scared to move the covers, to search for the eyes that you know are watching you. You're terrified, but you yank the covers down, and as you do, your heart skips a beat. You scan the room, seeing absolutely nothing yet again. The feeling disappears, and you scold yourself for acting like such a child. You roll over towards the wall and quickly fall into a peaceful sleep. But let me ask you this. Did you know how many hiding places there are in your room? I do. Thousands. My house is old. It's by far the oldest house on our block. We tried to liven it up, to make it comfy, and we did a pretty good job. We put colorful rugs on the freezing concrete, lamps in every corner. Every room was nice and modern, except the basement. When I was a little kid, I would sprint up the stairs coming up from the basement. I don't know what I was afraid of. Maybe a ghost or a monster in the dark behind me, waiting for me to turn around so it can catch me, and I don't know what it would do. But now, as a 17-year-old boy, I'm walking up the stairs from my basement, and my childish fears, long repressed, are coming back. I tell myself to shut up, but that dark part in the back of my head tells me to run, to get out now. More than anything, I want to rocket up those stairs as I did as a kid, but I force my feet to take even, normal steps. I feel the overwhelming urge to look behind me, but I also want to win the battle of paranoia that's going on in my brain. So I slowly walk up the seemingly endless staircase, my palms sweating and my heart racing the entire way. But about 10 steps from the top, I feel an ice-cold hand close around my ankle. I was in my bedroom, doing the typical at-home teenager thing, staying up late, digging around the depths of the internet, and generally not paying attention to anything other than what was on my monitor. It was the early morning, around 2 o'clock, and everyone in my house was asleep but me. The room was nice and warm despite it being the dead of winter, since we had the windows replaced last week. We had been losing heat, especially in my bedroom, through some old storm windows, but the bitter cold was now kept outside. I don't remember what I was doing. I think in the terror that consumed me, I must have forgotten. I heard a noise at my window, not the sound of a bug flying into it, or the shrubs brushing against it. No, this was an odd noise, a thumping sound, something I had never heard before. I didn't think anything of it initially. Whether that was because I genuinely believed it was nothing, or because I didn't want to find out what it was, I can't say. But I sat there for a moment and just listened to it. It was distinctly rhythmic. Thump, thump, thump. It only lasted 15 seconds or so, and then stopped. I shuddered, but I shrugged it off. But after spending another hour or two browsing and consciously not looking towards the window, turned my computer off and fell into an uneasy but uneventful sleep. This morning, after the sun had been up for a few hours and the things that go bump in the night were doing whatever they do during the daylight hours, I walked to my window and tried to replicate the sound I had heard. I tapped the window, bumped it with some soft objects, even locked and unlocked it, but I couldn't for the life of me figure out what had made the sound. Nothing I did was even close. I figured that the event had been a fluke, and the day was normal until this evening. My dad arrived home from his work at the usual time and decided that the house was too stuffy, so he came into my room and went to open the window. We live in Texas, so winter evenings are sometimes very comfortable, as was the case today. Never in my life before that moment have I genuinely wished to be deaf. My dad forgot to unlock the window before trying to open it, and when he pulled up, it produced the same noise I heard last night. My window only has handles on the inside. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to hear more of what I do here. If you like what you heard, make sure you give this video a like, as your support means everything to me. I hope you have a marvelous day. And as always, stay creepy.